Simon Cowell broke down on live TV and the world instantly knew something was wrong. It wasn't just emotion, it was fear, and the name at the center of it all, Malakai Bayoh. The boy with the golden voice had vanished without warning, and what followed were whispers, rumors, and one most prestigious choir of St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. His background in classical music gave him the discipline and control many adult singers couldn't dream of mastering. Yet he remained. As the season progressed, he returned with equally powerful performances. Each time, he brought something new, interpreted them. It's spellbinding, angelic, a miracle in motion, and they weren't exaggerating. The album rocketed to the top of the UK Classical Albums chart. But it wasn't just about sales. Golden did something deeper. It reignited interest in classical music for a new generation. Young listeners began streaming his songs alongside Billie Eilish and Ed Sheeran. Teachers used his performances in classrooms. Simon hesitated, then spoke just above a whisper, with tears in his eyes. "I've heard what's happened, and this is bad." There were no further details, no explanation, but those 3 words were enough: "This is bad." It was the first time anyone close to Malakai had said anything publicly, and it hit like a bombshell. Twitter exploded. Fans across the world began piecing the moment together. What exactly had happened, and how bad was it? By the end of the segment, the internet had taken those few seconds of live television and turned them into a tidal wave of speculation, heartbreak, and concern. Up to that point, the only thing people had to go on were scattered online rumors. A cancelled appearance here, a quiet statement from a music venue there, whispers that no official statement was released, but insiders described it as a serious health scare, adding only that he was under close medical supervision and his condition was being monitored. That was it. No diagnosis, no reassurances, just confirmation that something had gone very wrong and that those closest to him were worried. Simon's emotional reaction only deepened the concern. He's known for being calm under pressure, famously hard to rattle. But during that we know and what we still don't, in the days following Simon Cowell's emotional appearance, the story of Malakai Bayoh's sudden disappearance from public life took on a new gravity. Until then, it had lived mostly in shadows, in speculative Reddit threads, fan whispers, and vague Instagram comments. But now it was undeniable. Something had happened, and the world was paying attention. But here's the thing, even after the moment that broke Simon's composure, even after headlines ran with the words, "This is bad," the actual facts remained frustratingly a serious health scare. That phrase alone sent shock waves through the classical music world. This wasn't just any young performer, this was Malakai. The boy who brought grown men to tears in crowded theaters. The boy whose voice had been described as a gift, a miracle, a once-in-a-generation sound. His sudden silence hit hard, and it wasn't just fans reacting now. Fellow musicians, former contestants, even choir masters began posting quiet messages of support. "Thinking of Malakai tonight," read one tweet from a West End singer. Another post simply featured a photo of the Royal Albert Hall with the caption, "Hoping to see you back," settling, not just because of the rumors, but because of how tightly managed the silence had been. When someone that visible disappears and no one offers clarity, the writer noted, it leaves the public to imagine the worst. And many were. Every day without an update only fueled new theories. Some insisted he was recovering, and the privacy was out of respect. Others believed something far more serious was being hidden from view. Was it medical? Emotional? Could the pressure of early fame have taken a toll? Or was it something more sudden, a collapse, a diagnosis, something that no one was ready to say out loud? Next year. That alone sparked dozens of hopeful messages, with fans choosing to read between the lines. Hopeful meant he was still fighting, still recovering, still from Malakai himself, and for someone whose entire career was built on sound, the absence of his voice was the loudest thing of all. Behind the scenes it's likely that his team is treading carefully. A child star in crisis is not just a personal matter, it's a public one. Every word carries weight, every post is dissected, and maybe, just maybe, they're choosing to protect him the only way they can, by golden voice, they called him. The boy with the golden voice, and not without reason. From the moment Malakai Bayoh first stepped onto that stage, he brought with him a kind of stillness the world rarely sees anymore. Not silence, but reverence. People didn't just listen to him, they felt him. His voice reminded audiences of something older, something purer, something they couldn't quite name. And now, in his absence, that feeling has only grown stronger. The mystery surrounding Malakai's sudden disappearance. The tears Simon Cowell struggled to hold back. The vague reports of hospitalization. It all pointed to something bigger than just a missed performance. But even without the full story, something else has quietly taken shape, a wave of love. Not the loud kind. Not trending hashtags or viral outrage. Something quieter. Steadier. In the days and weeks that followed Simon's emotional moment on television, fans from all over the world began to respond. Not with demands for answers, but with messages of hope. One girl in Ireland posted a handwritten letter she mailed to his management. "Dear Malakai, I play your songs when I miss my grandma. Please come back soon." A young choir in South Africa posted a tribute video singing his favorite hymn. The comments were filled with hearts, prayers, and a collective longing. Even without speaking, Malakai's presence something even more powerful in the silence he left behind. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.